everybody. It is I, Turk, coming to you live right here from the Grouch Couch. You're tuning in tonight to Improv Quest, episode 2 of our brand new season 2. Tonight, my friends, we have a bunch of lovely guests and things that are going to be joining us on the show from the Dice Cult. This is very exciting, yes. But I guess before we get into all that, let's let our characters and our players and our lovely improvers for the night introduce themselves. Everyone in chat say, hello, lads. And also, there we are. Hello, lads. Good to see you. Yes. Right now we're going to go, starting from our lovely guest, we're going to let Katy go first. And then we're going to go continue on in clockwise order to let you guys introduce yourselves. If you could, please introduce yourself, where you're from, and, of course, the character that you'll be playing tonight. And we'll go into more detail about your character later, but feel free to introduce yourself. Hello, Katy.
Hello, I'm Katy. I will be playing the wonderful bottom half of our gnome tower, Hazel Nutt. She is a bouncer. We are from the Dice Cult, but I am also a dice maker from Dragon Ink Dice. So dice all around, 24/7 here.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. The bottom half of Hazel, the gnome. Yes. We're going to get into more detail about that stuff later. But next, of course, Jillian. Hello.
Sure, I'll start over because I didn't have any more. My name is Jillian. I'm from the Dice Cult. I'm playing Dewdrop Nut, aka Dewdrop It Low. She's a monk, and she's a multifaceted person, and you'll learn a lot about her tonight.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Fishie. Hi, hello. What's up, buddy?
Hello, I'm Fishie, but you already knew that. I'll be playing Bomblin tonight, but you also already knew that. The real thing we need to talk about is Kate. Welcome, Kate.
I have you horizontal flipped, remember?
Oh. God damn it. Okay. I actually went that way. That would have been so much better. Sorry. All right, I'll start over. No, go ahead, Kate.
Hi, hello, konnichiwa, carne asada, my beautiful baby boos. Hi, I'm Kate, also known as Children of Proteus. You know me, I'm the produce. I make comic books about fish people, but you can always catch me here because I never leave the couch. I've infested it like bed bugs. They can't get rid of me even though they keep trying. But tonight I am playing Violet Femms, a paladin and former circus strongwoman.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Now,
that's right, Proteus.
Turk.
Now me. Hello, it is I. I've been here forever. I'm trapped here in this room. They'll never let me out. That's right, I'm Turk. I'll be your Tavern Runner for tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, I'm usually Tavern Runner here, but whatever. We're gonna do some chaos tonight. Yes, of course, me. But our, what is that? 6th player is you guys down there in chat. You are our 6th player here on the show because you, my friends, can influence the show. This is improv after all. There's a bunch of channel point commands you guys can use to, influence the show while we're live here. But also, there's a suggestion command that costs almost nothing when it comes to channel points. And you, my friends, can throw out suggestions the whole time, all right? And if you throw out fun suggestions and our players can decide to use those suggestions whenever they add things to scenes. And if they do that, then you, my friend, will get yourself 1 couch coin, which gives you an entry to a giveaway that we do every 5 episodes. So, you, my friends, can influence the show by using command suggestions. Yeah, just like Frog Toys did there in chat. I don't know why that happened. We're gonna blame it on the internet gods. Everyone, please, praise be to the internet gods in chat. Give us some praise be. All right. Hopefully things go well.
We have the technical difficulties on tap.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right. Thanks for hanging in with us, everybody. So, of course, also, if you got here early enough, you know that you got to vote on our starting location. For the voting this time around, we actually used some canon locations here in Randomonia, and one of the ones that wasn't canon was the Cartographer's Den, and that's what won the starting location for our show tonight. But we do have a quest. Every improv quest must have a quest, and our lovely guests came up with this quest that we're going to get into whenever we get back from our intro, all right? Our intro to Improv Quest, which is still the Tall Tale Tavern intro. I ain't made a new one. Our story, my friends, is going to start right away tonight. Of course, our story is going to begin in the town of Randomonia, a town of magic, town of wonder, a very large town located here in our world of Randomonia. A lot of things happen in this town, and it seems every week the canon of this world changes, for the better, sometimes for the worse. But as we begin tonight with all 4 of you together, I guess we're going to begin in the Cartographer's Den. But before I describe what that is and set our scene for us, our 2 guests have actually come up with a quest for us. Right? You guys want to explain that quest introduced to everybody what you got going on?
Yeah. Well, we currently have a performance that we'd like to do. We're a traveling group. So we just sort of do little pop-up events. We're a traveling performing group. We dance. But we are looking for a location. And that's kind of the deal. We want the best spot we can find in the area. And we want to have a good party. We want to put on a show.
We've heard some good leads.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. So.
And they actually came into the Tall Tale Tavern to come find some people, and they hired on me and Bomblin to help them scope out a few properties.
Cool
I
deal.
maybe totally misread the entire quest and heard it as we are promoting them and throwing them a show type quest. And Bomblin's got full promotional manager
Just
at this
redeem random
point.
item. Dewdrop for the done.
Heck yeah. On your turn, remind me to give you a magical item to start you with today. All right? And thanks, Frog Toys. Appreciate that. Take their quest and we do it better with blackjack and barmaids. You know what? Screw the blackjack.
This is good stuff. This is good stuff. Thanks for bringing this
Yeah, it is.
to the promotional manager's attention.
Our story begins today with you 4 heroes. All right?
McKinchid hates got a button.
Yeah, time to bust a move. Cheers for 100 bits, buddy.
Bustin'
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Those
You
nuts
two
are
heroes.
straight bussin'.
Plus 2 glitter-face, business-minded dancer gnomes squeeze into the cluttered, parchment-scented confines of a cartographer's den. There are massive maps that dominate the walls, still glistening with fresh ink, revealing secret passages that run beneath the graveyard and straight to a possible haunted house's cellar. There are cartographer's tools, quills, compasses, and arcane rulers that float gently midair, sketching on their own as if possessed. There is a faded warning scrawled into the corner that reads, "Here be echoes of the unliving. Don't follow the black ink." You 4 step into it, looking for a direction of how to find this haunted house. And for our first scene, we're not going to roll for an improv game because we like to give you guys the opportunity to explore your characters a little bit before we get into the chaos. And I'm going to force our veteran players to go first to show you guys how it's done. So we're going to start with Bomblin. The way that the game works here for everybody first time viewing is Bomblin, each one of our players' turns, they get to do 3 things. They get to react to what's going on, they get to add up to 3 things to the scene, and then they get to take an action to move the story forward. And here we're going to start with Bomblin inside of the cartographer's den.
So there we are inside the cartographer's den. We're asking the shopkeep to find a certain map of a sewer system that will lead us to the basement of this amazing haunted house.
Nice.
Cast a cantrip.
And while he's doing that,
Just redeem cast a cat. Thunder Violet.
On her?
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, is it being cast on me or am I making a thunderclap? Because let me tell you, I got some buns of steel that can make a thunderclap.
Don't unleash the buds! Not again. The collateral damage is unheard.
Let me tell you.
Okay,
I call it a
Thunderclap.
slapper.
We're going to activate this on your turn, Violet. So we're going to let Bomblin take his
That's
turn
fine.
first. We're going to activate it on you when it happens. So remember that, Bomblin.
Okay, so he brought us the map, alright?
Did he?
Yeah, or should I ask him? Should I roll? Look,
You
man,
could
I
ask
got a
him.
map.
Cool.
Is this not the map? He brought me another map, too. This one's just smaller.
All right. So the second map, he's like, "Oh no, not that map. That's a map of Cyrodiil. A map of Skyrim.
No.
A place far from
Yeah.
here. Put that down.
right,
It's the other map. Please don't touch my things. Don't touch. Oh, don't throw my things. There you are. There's the map right there. It shows you the way under the graveyard. There's a secret entrance to get into the back of the haunted home on top of the hill. If you're looking to throw a party, that's how you get there."
Well, now, hold on now. This is a professional show, okay? Listen, we are upcharging because
A
our
show?
clients need the utmost promotion. Can we leave flyers here, by the way?
Persuasion check to leave dancing flyers here at the cartographer's den?
Wow. Oh, can I get an advantage for his,
No. Easy though, DC
Vocabulary?
12. He seems like a nice guy.
Okay, you said persuasion?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, stop, babe. I got a 17. No, listen. Greatest part is that on the flyers, we will be able to put cartographer's crusty den on the flyers with the map on the flyers, because you'll be able to print those out because you're like a cartographer. And then that way people have a map to be able to get to the show.
Okay. Will this make me money?
Possibly. I suggest that you sell those flyers for a gold piece. And then there's obviously a
Gold piece for a
$10.
flyer.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
to an
an
awesome show.
expensive fly. Okay.
Well, it's an expensive show.
Wait,
you understand?
we can call them.
the type of
I know.
clientele we're dealing
I'm gonna come
with?
up with a
These
new
are
word.
High rollers, man.
We can call them tickets. Yes.
Could call them tickets.
I will be the ticket master.
All right, can I change? Can I do that?
We're not playing that game.
God
I will sell
damn it,
overpriced
Ticketmaster's
tickets.
gonna rob us all anyways.
And take way too many taxes and fees. Yes, if you would like to leave your flyers here, I must charge you a service fee. That's what it is. A service fee.
All right, so bad news, Gnome. In order to leave flyers here, we're gonna have to allow a service fee. Now I know. As long as we get the super expensive water and wine, that's the important stuff for the green room. But
What if you say
is it
sponsored by the cartographer, and then they get to keep? He gets to keep,
Anyways, I was chasing this guy.
I bet
through the
Jack
woods
Cole
the
did
other
something.
day. Kept saying,
No!
We're back.
All my streams are like this. Good to know, Pubert. Twitch, you sack of malformed code, please. It's Twitch, not our internet. Good to know. And I know that too, because Discord's completely fine. We're back, baby! All right, Bomblin. You've got this map. He's willing to give out flyers as tickets to get other people to get there. You took an action for persuasion, I guess, technically. Is there anything else you want to add to the scene before we move on to Violet?
Yeah, I think my job's done here as a promoter. We got tickets, baby.
Okay, Violet.
Well, so when we were suddenly it's because Violet's back. You remember that this happened this disconnection problem happened with me in my second episode? I think it's just that I'm Violet, the gods of the seeing orb that let other dimensions view everything that we do. I think it's because I'm here. I kept disappearing in my second adventure day. That's crazy that it's happening again. Anyway.
True. Yep.
So me and Bomblin were talking, and I'm saying, and I will ask our new gnome friends and the cartographer at the same time. Now, what if you sponsor the event? You get to keep all that money from selling flyers, and you can say you helped put on the promotion. So when they go on stage, their MC will say this event is sponsored by the cartographer's den. That way, it gets more people to you that are adventurers because they travel all over. So it would get plenty of people. What do you think, lady?
Hey there, Mr. Ticketmaster. One second. Hazel, what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea?
Yeah, we're gonna still get paid, right? We need to promote you. Her name's on the flyer, right?
My name's
Dewdrop
on the
is the
flyer,
biggest,
right?
the biggest name on the flyer is Dewdrop.
His name on the flyer.
Yeah, no, sponsors are tiny names at the bottom. We just make sure that people know that the cartographer helped pay for it.
I think
Oh,
That's fine.
all of that seems
It'll
fine.
do.
to me. We're just gonna put Ticketmaster at the bottom, and if anyone wants to buy tickets, they have to come to me, and I'll show them. Oh, that's fine.
Fuck!
I would say now, can you put on there? It's a cover charge at the door. How much are you charging to get in the door, lady?
Honestly, I hadn't really been thinking about it. I'm just sort of thinking about the dancing and the moving and the show, right? I'm an artist. I'm not really thinking about the coin that we definitely need.
All right,
Hazel?
fair enough. Well, Hazel, darling, since you seem to be the muscle of the operation, how many people normally attend Dewdrop's performances?
she sells out every time. So when we have a big space, hundreds. We fill it to the brim.
All right, hundreds, perfect. Now, so that means now, Mr. Ticketmaster, that's right, Mr. Ticketmaster. Now, after that you give out the flyers, if you come to the event and let people in, you charge them, let's say, I don't know how money works, 5 gold coins at the door. I don't know, one gold coin sounded like a lot for a map was what I heard, so I don't know what the consistency is. So let's
That's
say
fine.
10
I
gold
think all of that
coins
is
to
good.
get in.
You guys still have a whole tunnel you have to explore in this one episode, so let's quickly move on from this bit. But what I will tell you, I will agree to do this if you can survive my magic I've always wanted to cast. See, I was once an adventurer, and I'm gonna cast Thunderclap on you. You must survive it.
Holler back!
Yes, we are. I don't know where editing me is going to get to recap that, but just for important bit. A burst of thunderous sound which can be heard 100 feet away. Each creature other than me, the Ticket Master, has to make a Constitution save, and on a failed save, you're going to take 1d6 thunder damage. So he turns to you other three, and he goes, you can move out of the room. On your way out, I will cast my magic, or you can stay.
Don't worry, this has happened to me before. You don't need to worry about a thing.
Okay.
You
seem like you can handle it.
All right, we got this.
I climb
Everyone
on
who
Hazel's
stays-
back, and I'm like, let's go. Let's go.
Nice.
Wrap
Nice.
the coat around us and head out the door.
Hell yeah. Everyone who stays, roll me a Constitution saving throw. You gotta beat a 14.
Oh, geez, I only rolled a 3. That was pathetic.
I got an 11 minus what?
All right, both of you take.
Wait, you were supposed to do a Constitution saving throw, not a regular.
Not a check, yeah. So add your bonus from save. A bonus, your save might have a 0 or something instead.
Nope, still a -1, baby.
Nice. All right, you both take 5 damage.
I have.
As and all these maps and shit just go everywhere. And he's like, I don't need the maps anymore. This place will further be known as Ticket Master. Nice.
God,
Yes.
God, I got a question. So let's say Violet had a leftover extra HP, like temporary HP from like 2 years ago. Am I still
Well,
able
it's gone
to
now.
use that?
If you think Violet has never gone on an adventure since then, sure. But it's gone now. Yeah.
Okay. So say I had 14 additional HP for some odd reason.
Okay, as that happens, we're going to move on to you two as you step outside. And we're going clockwise order, so we're going to start with Hazel. So you get to react, add, and then action here. So you guys have this map, so you can add to the map and talk about maybe where it leads or anything else like that. And you can add up to 3 things to the scene, and then you can take an action. And as we begin on your character for their first actual round, feel free to describe in detail a little bit more of maybe about what Hazel looks like and what her emotions are right now that this has all just happened.
Hazel, as we go out the door, they have a beautiful long brown trench coat that they have wrapped around them as Dewdrop is on top of our tower of gnomes. Underneath, you all saw Hazel is wearing the equivalent of the beautiful leather armor that they give all females in video games online, where it's just underwear.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had to
Plus
specially
8
tailor mine.
AC for that right there. Yeah, yeah.
I had to specially tailor mine to cover more of my bit.
Just need to find a good tailor.
There you go.
She grabbed the map from Bomblin on the way out to make sure it didn't explode, holds it up to Dewdrop up above her head. So, should we wait for them? Do you think they survived that? We could start finding the graveyard and the sewer and follow this track.
I mean, listen, they got the big legs, and I'm sure they could catch up if we start, just meandering and going where we're going. Catch up if they're not dead.
We start moving.
Okay.
I think it's on the south side of town. We're going to the south side.
South side,
Perfect.
got it. Hey there, south side.
Very good. So, on the way there, you can add up to 3 things to the scene. I guess you considered Southside as already 1 thing, so you can add 2 more things to this scene as you guys are headed there. What do you see on the way?
On the way, we see, there's a beautiful cart with just these nice silk shawls that we have to stop at I think we need this for your performance tonight. Something to spice it up.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say-
a little striptease?
Can I add to it and say there's like a really grumpy old man gnome that is selling these things? For some reason, you wouldn't think grumpy old man gnome would be selling silk shawls. Also, silk underwear that gives you +5 AC, because that's the way video games work, and it was just mentioned. So
Corpute just recast a cantrip. Shocking.
I'm gonna take that power away from you, you little bastard. All right, I'm gonna put it in the pocket. Poobert. Don't let me forget. He looks up and he's like, "Oi, you want to buy some of my silk?"
We need at least one of, open the trench coat, one of everything for her. I just need something for the glaive here. Maybe something that she could use to wrap around it, add a little flair.
Oh dang, Gen Z putting silk on glaives now? What's that for?
You haven't heard?
I haven't heard.
Oh, well, it's the new biggest trend. It's all the rage. You should come to our show. You'll be able to see exactly what she does with it.
The show. I got all this silk when the missus passed away, and I haven't been to a show since she passed away. Me and her used to go to strip shows together. It was our favorite pastime. Something we did together, me and her.
Oh,
I don't assume that that's something
So
you guys are doing,
exciting.
is it?
Oh, just reach in and pull out a flyer from her shirt and hold it out to him. Here you go.
Oh, my good stars. The missus is dead as well, and she can only appear in places where, other spirits thrive. This wouldn't happen to be happening at a haunted place, would it?
Just slapping Hazel.
Actually,
This is so
just
exciting.
That is what we are doing the haunted, there's a mansion in town that we've heard about, and we're going to go there today and scope it out. Make sure it's the perfect venue. Your
Okay.
wife will have a front row seat.
Count me in. If I provide you with just a lot of silk, can I sponsor this show?
Oh, if
Why
your
is
name's
that?
really tiny at the bottom, right? Name really small at the bottom?
Right, yeah. I need a name for my business, though. I've forgotten it. Chat, please use the suggestion command and name the silk business. Even the silk man. What is his name, the silk man? And we'll get that written down there at the bottom. All right.
Widower Silkman. Sad.
Widower seals.
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But we'll see if chat can come up with anything. Chat, if you're still there. Silent Sweaty Silk. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Frog. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to take an action here, Hazel, before we move forward? Is there anything else you want to do before we move to Jillian's turn?
I think Hazel's going to look for a bit of maybe a silken jacket to put on as almost like a mesh top over her leathers. Just to add a
Current problems and outages. I'm looking right now. Stay up to date. Oh! There's reports of outages happening right now. And yesterday.
Ooh, a bat.
So it's not
Twitch.
it's not Twitch, it's everyone who's using Streamlabs OBS, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn you, Streamlabs!
Hey, see, we're back now.
Streamlabs does not get to sponsor this show tonight.
Hey, Streamlabs is straight up fired.
Yeah. Checks out.
You
One
hear
in the
that?
pocket, yeah.
You're fine.
How
Streamlabs. In the voice of
how
Dinkelberg.
quickly can you import all of your stuff just to regular OBS?
Probably take me like 20 minutes.
That's a day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where he's from, everyone is just named Ali. Yeah, maybe. Okay, 16. It's a pretty nice looking velvet silken jacket. Yeah, you put it on, it feels nice. Yeah. And let me get up magic item for you. But first, Jillian, it's your go. You guys are almost to this entrance, wherever it is on the map. You guys are headed through town. You could react to what has just happened, add 3 things to the scene, and then take an act.
So we just purchased all of our silks, which we can just shove right down into our bag. And I think while Hazel is doing her, haggling, I just, turn slightly on the body to the large temple across the street, and I start advertising and pulling out flyers for people heading in if they want something to do after. If you're interested in a show, I got something for you. And just handing out flyers to the people going into the temple, coming out, going about their business.
I love that a lot, and I want to know how successful this is, so it's up to you if you want to roll me a persuasion or a performance, but I would love that. Danceress. Can do, Frog. I've already got it here.
I will roll performance.
No, Pubert.
That is a dirty 20.
Wow.
It's pretty good. There's a lot of people who seem very interested. I mean, there's people coming out of a temple, it must be temple day. Camera, hello? It must be temple day, all right? Because there's all these people coming out of this thing. And even though these people are gods worshiping kind of people, they seem very interested in what you got going on. I want to say cliche, there's an elder gentleman in a nice suit who's like a businessman, and he's like, well, if I show up to your show tonight, if I give you something special, will you give me a special show?
Are you asking for a private dance?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I guess you can show me what you consider special, and I'll decide how special my dance is.
And he holds out, this is your magical item from Frog Toys, these glimmering boots. They're thigh-high, sparkle enchanted boots that shimmer with iridescent light, and they adjust perfectly to the wearer's legs, regardless of how short and gnomish they may be. While wearing these boots, you get dazzling step. As a bonus action, you can teleport 15 feet in a puff of glitter and rose-scented smoke, and anyone within 5 feet of you must make a DC 13 wisdom save or or be charmed. And then you also get unshakable rhythm, so you gain advantage on performance checks while dancing or entertaining while wearing these boots.
Well, this seems like a really special gift. I like sit down on Hazel and I'm like pulling my boots on. This is really special. I suppose we'll have to see how special you did.
Well, thank you. I'll be there tonight. If I can sneak away. See you then. And he like real cringy kind of winks at you and like kisses your hand all, you know, awkwardly, and he walks
Too
away.
much tongue.
Yeah.
Hazel, we can throw him out at the intermission.
Yeah, I got my eye on him. I'll find him.
Yeah, he seems rowdy.
Insane
Beautiful
item.
boots, though.
Well, yeah, beautiful boots. Okay, so that happens. Would you like to add anything else here to the scene before we wrap up this scene?
I feel pretty content. I've handed out, I'd say, most of my flyers. I'm ready to go.
Nice. Okay, cool. And before we do in this scene, I know I mentioned briefly that the entrance to this secret passageway is in the graveyard, but if you would like to, you could change it to anything else before we end the scene.
I don't know. There's something nice about going through the graveyard because maybe we can like leave an invite on top of the grave of that guy's dead wife.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I love that.
This feels personal. Like,
It does feel personal.
Yeah.
My God,
this feels personal.
this was gonna be a great episode, and I'm very disappointed.
It rates at 4,000. That is bad. I've got nothing else open. There's nothing downloaded, anything.
I mean, if what Pubert's saying, it is just Twitch and Streamlabs specific.
That's it. I'm just double checking. If you shocking grass while Twitch was down, right? It's not you, it's Twitch. Okay, thank you, Spooky. Thank you for confirming with me. Because I'm almost like want to double check everything, but you know. Okay, well that ends our first scene. Congrats for hanging in there with us, everybody. So now we're gonna get into the actual improv part of the show. This is exciting, and this is gonna happen as all four of you approach the cemetery. Yeah?
Nice.
Hold on. Let me get us a description here. Now, what we're gonna do now is everybody's gonna roll initiative to see who gets to start off our round here, and then we're gonna roll us an improv game. The first one of the night should be fun. You're modding 3 other
call it
streams. Well, you
10.
tell them, Poobert, that those other streams that we said,
Yeah, get in there.
we're here with you. We're here with 10, 9, 9.
Dice
It
is
looks
in my
like
way.
we're going counterclockwise is what it looks like.
Oh dang, Hazel!
Oh, nope. Hazel's going
19.
first.
See?
Yeah.
And then we're going counterclockwise. Hazel's starting us off here. Cool deal. And our improv game tonight. Dice Tower of Doom. No. That's an 8. We're playing Tall Tale mode. Very exciting. Let me get this up here so I can read the description of Tall Tale mode to everybody. BRB bio break. Well, no, you're not allowed. You sit there, you piss yourself, you stay. If you can't take us with you, then you pee yourself. I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
take us with you. Put us in your palm, put us on your little phone, and we'll hold your hands while you take a fat piss.
Put us in that little pocket on your underwear.
Yeah, the special pocket in women's underwear that we keep loose change in. You know the one.
Is that
these
why
are
all
all
of those
about
smell like
blood,
pennies?
too.
I was wondering.
We've really done something to the
Probably
gold
because of the
market.
blood. All right, Tall Tale mode. Moving on quickly. Every statement in Tall Tale mode must sound like a legendary, unbelievable story, whether it's about fighting a dragon or just stirring thy soup. For example, I unsheath my blade of legendary kills, and I use it to stir my stew. Everything must sound like a dramatic thing here. And the person who does the most dramatic thing wins the round, and I'll give him something. I'll give him a couch coin for winning the round and doing the most overly dramatic thing. All right?
Does dialogue count?
Yeah. Well, of course, yes. Everything you say. Everything must sound crazy and epic. And I will start us off here. You 3 heroes, and you 2 heroes, and your 2 stage-ready gnome companions arrive together at the overgrown cemetery just outside of the town of Randomonia. Moonlight casting down long shadows over moss-covered gravestones. I dropped my dice cam. Don't.
I was like, what in the fuck happened there? It was like a rave.
Don't. When the DM talks with his hands too much. That's what that clip be titled. I'll fix it in a second. Okay. Okay. There's a cracked angel statue that weeps glowing tears over a dry fountain. One of the tears glides across the stone and vanishes through a gap in the earth beyond a sunken crypt. Dozens of gnarled tea-root trees twist through the headstones like skeletal fingers, some of which have runes etched inside of them, warning in a forgotten tongue of some kind. At the far end, you can see a dislodged tombstone tilts open, revealing some kind of possible spiral staircase choked with fog, the secret path to possibly the haunted house below. Hazel, what do you do?
Hazel hoists up Dewdrop as high as she can on her shoulders, straight backed, holds the glaive up high, and starts running forward towards the gate, tries to pole vault them over the fence into the graveyard as quickly as possible, and starts sprinting across grass, doing a flip in the air, holding Dewdrop in place, landing in a dramatic pose on the ground.
Nice. I love the idea of the gate to the cemetery only being like a foot high. So there's like this dramatic pole vaulting over this super short gate that you could have just stepped over. I love that.
It's garden gate size.
Hell yeah. Badass.
But it has barbed wire at the top, so you must make sure you make the jump.
Hell yeah. Copy that. Or the step. The step for a person, the jump for a gnome. Yes. I'll count that as a react. Do you add anything to the scene when you guys land in the cemetery?
When we land in, there is suddenly, as we crash down, a crevasse breaks open across the center. You can see some kind of glow emanating up from inside of
the crevasse.
Crevasse.
Ooh. Okay. Do you make an action?
Hazel will go forward and will peer down and will set Dewdrop down. Make sure she is not in peril's way. Start looking for a way across for everybody. Potentially, maybe something with the vines. We can make some kind of swing.
Interesting. Okay. Survival, I think, is a good check for this. A DC 10, I think. Now, when you say crevasse, do you mean like a huge crack in the ground?
Huge crack in the ground that's splintering the edges.
Huge
Nice.
by whose standard?
Huge crack was my nickname in high school.
That track.
That's right.
Survival check is a 3.
You look around. You see this huge crack, these spiraling of trees. You get stuttered and confused as Dewdrop is just dancing in the fog. You're like, I must keep her safe. You don't know a way across. Violet, your go.
All right, so I shiftily give a look to Bomblin. Bomblin's on this side. I shiftily give a look to Bomblin, and I look back at the gnomes that are now in the graveyard from the outside of the graveyard. And I think to myself, if we don't go and get them now, we're never going to get paid for this. And so I politely step over the hedgerows, because they are minuscule. The hedgerows are minuscule. This little fence, this hedgerow, is minuscule compared to my large 7,500 feet form. I am the largest of the tieflings. I am immaculate, strong, amazing. I make people the scare roused when I walk through the streets. They got a little pee-pee boner. Let me tell you what, women are sopping wet when they see how big I am. So I
So what happens?
Don't stop now. Keep going.
I'm talking about the ladies. No, so I go leaping between gravestones and I scoop up both gnomes, one in each hand, and I toss them over the side of the crevasse because it's only about 2.5 feet wide.
Oh, don't worry about me.
Okay, all right. So I move them both with me across the crevasse, but I see the glowing beneath me, and it's warm in a really downdrafted kind of way in my nethers. I don't like it. It reminds me of that time that the chlamydia went around the circus. It's a burn you don't want to feel. Let me tell you what.
Okay, you're losing me. Right. We're back now. You grab the gnomes and just step over the crevasse. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Sick.
I feel wafting a warm air from the glow down below.
It's been established. So we can't see the house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're back.
All
Continue.
right. Hi. Hello. So the air is warm from the crack down below, but I see this mausoleum not far from where we are now that glows the faint bluish green light that on the map is what we know to be the entrance, the secret entrance to the tunnels that lead to the house.
Very
So
good.
I tried to I tossed the two lovely gnomes over in the direction of the mausoleum, just as something grabs my boot as I go to walk away from the crack in the ground.
Nice! I activate my trap card! Shocking grasp.
Violet getting fucked up. It's a good time.
Shocking grasp, Poobert.
Damage anybody's taken on one of the shows.
Okay, one action, touch, verbal semantic, channel lightning through your hand to shock a creature you can touch. I'm gonna make a melee spell attack against you, and on a hit, you take 1d8 thunder damage and can't take reactions until the start of your next turn. The damage increases when we level up, etc., etc. Okay, so melee attack against you. Skeleton, hand from a grave? Yes, +3. 15. Does it hit you?
God, where is my 8? Is it that big shield thing? Yeah, it's a
Probably.
It's a 14.
It's a 14. Then it hits you. Yes. You take 1d8 lightning damage, and you can't take reactions. That's not actions. That's reactions, like bonus actions, etc.
That's fine. Just
You take 6 damage. We're still in tall tale mode. A hand comes from beneath the ground, moving the dirt asunder, and grasps around your red ankle as it squeezes tightly. You feel thunder comb up your leg as if your leg has just fallen asleep. It goes limp for a second. You look down to see a hand. It lets go, and then the hand out the grave just flips you off.
don't make promises you can't live up to, Skeleman.
Okay, moving on.
You ever
Bomblin.
get the ting to the pins and needles so bad it goes all the way into your butt cheek and half on your cooter? Oh my gosh, it is a special type of numb.
Yes.
And every time
All the
I
time.
walk, my butt cheek wiggles and it's even number.
Numb
Just
cooter.
God
Been there
damn.
before.
God damn. Well, I mean, what did bears got? Bear bussy?
Yeah, just a pussy, baby.
Mackie said, honey, yes. Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right, my turn. Suddenly, the ground starts to kind of quake, and lightning comes down and strikes the crevice. Suddenly, you start to hear a double bass guitar solo. Rising from the crevice is chat. Am I gonna need a glorious fucking skeleton band name? Starts to rise. Lightning striking all around. Bomblin walks up as the fog is wafting his robes all about to make a deal with these.
Dude, wait.
Necronomicon. Well, wait.
Can we just make it Metal Omnicon and it's the fantasy version? Because
Yeah.
badass. We have a Shadowrun Anarchy campaign we did called Metal Omnicon.
So
and it was
it's a goblin, a vampire, a zombie, and an air genasi.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Checks
All
out.
right. As Metal Omnicon rises from the crevice. Just like that.
Yeah, Ray!
Yeah.
Ray, you're
Chaos die.
amazing!
That was
Hell
good
yeah.
timing.
Yeah, it was.
As Bomblin's about to cut a deal with a goblin, a vampire, an Ergonazi, and a zombie, we finally schedule the band just gotta play Busta Nuts Show.
Hell yeah.
Bust
Okay.
nuts.
On
So
the flyers,
you approach
suddenly etching
the goblin.
a little enchant.
you approach the goblin, Bomblin, and he's like, well, I don't know. I could do this thing.
That doesn't sound metal enough or epic enough.
What's the gig? Are we playing in corn dogs or what?
Oh, get
Yeah.
stuff.
You're paying for sponsorship.
Definitely. The Air Ganassi sounds super Scottish, and she steps forward and she's like, could be playing for sponsorships. Come on. This is a smart thing to do. He's like, I don't know.
This Ergonazi over here.
Will there happen to be naked people at this party? Because you know I'm the best. Everyone loves the singer.
I'm gonna real quick use a couch coin to take over the genasi.
Yeah, thanks. Because I can't do it. Thanks.
And the Air Genasi looks over and be like, you daft minge bag. Get stuffed. We're doing the gig. Look at the lovely ladies over there.
Fine,
And
Ananka.
the vampire on the side goes, oh, Roger, we should really be nicer to our people who are trying to, give us a helping hand on getting our career going in this new dimension. Roger, come on.
Why is that so good? Shout out to Emmy from Forge of Lore. Good Lord. For the people who watched that campaign, that was really lovely to them. But I guess the people who haven't seen it, definitely, you have no idea what we're doing. But that's okay. The point of this is, Bomblin, you must roll me a persuasion roll to persuade the Metal Omnicon band to play this show. And you must add a chaos die to this roll, thanks to Ray.
Fill us in on what a chaos die for the viewers at home.
Yes. Actually, pull up the actual description of it for everybody. Chaos die is a standard die, could be any size die, whatever you're feeling, but it introduces an unpredictable element to our game as we play. On an odd result, an odd number, it leads to an unfortunate event or a stroke of bad luck that the player must incorporate into their final narration. But on an even number, it incorporates an extraordinary success that the player gets to incorporate into their outcome. And it's almost like an award or even a bonus, as if hitting multiple targets or just completely amplifying success. So on an odd roll, bad. On an even roll, good. So make me a persuasion. Now, as you can see, these guys are hurting for cash, so you only got to beat an 8 to persuade them. That's a 17. That's a success. But now for the chaos die.
What do you want me to roll? D6, D4, D100?
Any dice you want. Odd or even is all that matters.
D100, baby.
It's an even. That's a 68. So as they agree to play your show, you can amplify the success by double. You can add it into your final bit of narration here. What would you happen? And remember, we're still in tall tale mode.
Look, you don't understand. The business proposition that we have for you is unbelievable. Your name will be on this flyer right here. Really small print, the show's big name print there. And that is going to bring you unfathomable success. You guys are going to be swimming in the fan. Because, to be a good musician, you're going to need fans. But that's the scary part, that you don't get choose your fan.
Okay. So they agree, and this doubles the success. So what do they add on to this? What happens double your success?
Double my success? Can I make them agree twice? How do you...
I mean,
he's like, okay, how about this? He's like,
to be the opening
fine.
act and play all the music for when
But you know what?
when Dewdrop's on stage.
I don't care what you say. We're gonna do it for free.
You're gonna do it for free?
That's right.
I mean, that works. Actually, you know what? Better yet, how about I, Bomblin the promotional manager, could be your guys' new agent, and then all the money you would have made goes straight to me.
Well, we do kind of love our agent a lot, but he did move on to do a lot of his own shit, so.
Yeah, but we're not doing this with somebody who's going to keep all our money. We finally taught Johnson enough to pay us correctly. We're not doing it again.
Fine. Not all the money. Maybe just a slight percentage. Let's say I take 5%, you keep 95, and then I'll do about 5% work. How's that sound?
Sounds great, man. Let's do it.
Fantastic! Sounds like we have a deal. I want to cut open my bear paw and go to shake.
I think Bob Zombie went solo.
With Roger.
Nice. Roger shakes your hand, and it's really slimy and sticky and nasty. And when he releases his handshake, there's totally like a corn dog stick that he gives to you by accident.
Yeah.
It's awful. He's a goblin. Yeah.
The Genasi who isn't looks to be blind. It's like, yeah, I don't know why you would agree to touch him. Our condolences. The vampire comes in and goes, yeah, you probably want to get some vaccination.
Pretty good.
It's not sanitary to really touch Roger.
All right. I think this ends your turn, Bomblin. We definitely went into a big, long thing. I feel bad for our guests because there's no way you guys have seen that campaign, so I feel bad that we did such a long exposition there. But
it was
good news.
Skeleton, and then somebody else changed. Not my fault.
My bad. It's your turn now, Jillian. After the deal has been struck, they pack up their equipment and head the right way. What happens next, Dewdrop?
I think Dewdrop stands up straight and adjusts her shirt and is very excited about all the people joining in. This merry band of people coming together to do something extraordinary. Show a little bit of titty to a lot of people. And we all march forward towards the entrance.
Extraordinary. I'm the most extraordinary goblin you've ever seen. You got a phone number?
Picking up on.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have to ask Hazel about that. You'll have to get my phone number from her. I say dramatically and enthusiastically.
The Genasi walking by goes, do not give him any sort of number or contact info. Do not.
Well, come on. No, that's great.
Dewdrop.
You get another item. He goes, what if I give you something? Could I get a special dance at this show?
Well, I haven't said I'd do a special dance for anyone yet, so I do have one available if you have something special for me. Produce the item.
And here I thought I was the con artist.
Okay, sounds good. And he reaches into his pants and he's just scruffling around, and then he pulls out 2 circles. These are magically adhesive, shimmering circles. They come in shape of little enchanted stars. Despite their size, they offer a surprising amount of defense and flair. The ultimate AC for any female character. You get +1 AC when you wear these.
Where did you find the world's most sexist roll chart?
We made the joke, okay? I'm just following through. I'm yes-anding, okay? As a reaction once a day when you're hit by a melee attack, you can perform a dramatic twirl, and the attacker must make a DC 14 con save or be blinded. It's called Flashbang Twirl, and he goes, what if I give you these pasty?
Well, I look sort of like dramatically to the side, taking in the large graveyard and the, to us, very large, and to everyone else, very small crevasse that a gang of musicians has popped out of via lightning from the sky. Well, I suppose this time I could perhaps give you a show for this special item. And I'll place my hand forward, waiting for it.
I'm gonna bring fruit snacks. And he hands you the pasty. He's like, right on.
She will turn on her heels and open Hazel's cloak wide and sort of like step in like a little changing room. Honestly, he said he was bringing fruit snacks and I'm sort of into it. And just like slapping the pasties on, and she'll turn back around.
Froctoid says, I recommend you wash those first.
It is a wet slap as they hit Titty.
Nice.
Well, perfect. If you'd be so kind to lead the way to the terrifying mausoleum door that stands engulfed in shadow even though the sun is still out.
Well, me? Well, we gotta go practice for this gig we just got. But hey, furry bear guy, you lead the way. We've got to. That's you, man. We'll see you there.
Oh, all right.
I don't want to take up all the showtime. There's enough characters on this show.
Yeah. I get it. Fuck Carter anyways.
Okay, we'll see you there then.
Somebody clip. See you soon. Okay, as you approach this mausoleum, you can see that there is indeed a staircase that leads down to some kind of secret passage. What do? Do you take an action? Is there anything else you want to add to this thing before we move on?
I think Dewdrop steps forward and takes in the entrance, even though the goblin's like, Bomblin, take over, and she just like steps up between his legs and like stands in the front, like arms wide, and will reach forward to pull open the door, but it seems that there is some sort of indentations on it that must be filled to open the door. Oh, darn it. I cannot open the door. It is too powerful.
Indentation. Good lord. What do these indentations look like?
Well, Dewdrop will lean forward and then step up on Hazel's back to get a better look, and it looks like exactly 8 circles.
Something's
what do you
going
think,
right
Hazel?
over my head. Yeah.
She'll lean forward to try and like get a better look, and it's just her breasts fit perfectly into the first set of circles. Everyone, press your chest against the
door. Okay.
I mean, Bomblin, we all know you let yourself go since the divorce. Get your titties up here. You got 6 of them.
Whoa. No. Okay, first of all, hold on now. Bomblin's got ass, all right? We got fit after the divorce. We did not lose our shape. I will gladly stick my buttocks into it because it's...
You still got 6 nipples. I'm just saying, you could cover the rest of them.
Oh, that's what that... Oh. I'm just gonna like... I don't want to take off my full shirt. I'm just gonna like pull over my cloak and then just like above Dewdrop, just kind of like, I guess, press titty against wall. Yeah, I'm pressing pick. Let's just put it away.
Is it
Look,
working?
I didn't ask for this, man. This is how it's happening.
Dewdrop, does it work? What happens? I'm gonna leave this up to you. You set this up.
I did set this up, didn't I? I did. I think it is quite the long and pregnant of pauses as we all stand there pressed together, leaning against this door for a long time, and then there's a slight kind of crack of the door beginning to open, and as it eases its way forward, they realize it is just probably their weight against it, but Dewdrop isn't going to say anything about that and is going to just be like, we did
Hold on.
everything.
Did someone spend a couch coin yet? Can I spend a couch coin? Do I get one of those? Do I get one? There's like a gravekeeper shoveling sand, and he's like, it's a push, not a pull.
I'll push the door open.
There you go. Good on you.
We unlocked it. Good job, Bomblin.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did great.
You guys descend down the stairs to the secret passage to the haunted house. And that's where we end our second scene. Congratulations, everybody. That was beautiful. Beautiful scene there. Love that. Love that. Okay, what we're going to do now, everybody, is we're going to take a quick 5-minute break to bio break, to hit the bathrooms, get new drinks, do whatever we got to do, and then we're going to come back for the couple last scenes here of our show. So don't go anywhere. And while we're gone, make sure to check out our lovely guests right here. All right, you can check them out here at these links. All right. Ooh, where's my
Dice Ball.
Yeah.
That's it.
How else are you
Thunderclap.
gonna see
Yep.
the show?
That's it. That's
Yeah,
it.
Dice Gold are good people. Look
Y'all
at
want
these
to be a
hard-working
sponsor?
gnome
You'll get a
women.
very tiny name at the bottom
And-
of the flyer.
Go look at these
Let me
really cool
tell you
dice.
what.
We're still trying to convince them to make Grouch Couch dice, and maybe one day we'll get there with your support.
Ooh.
So check out those dice, all right? We'll be
How
right
much
back
did
in a
that
couple.
cost for custom
actually-
dice? I can front that. I'll pay. I'll pay for some customs.
Oh, I'll be for she.
Deals
So
in
we're
the
gonna do a
works.
thumbnail pose before we go, guys. And I really need a good
Dice
pose
have
of.
gold binners on them. That sounds lit.
We need a good pose of you two guests here. So I'm going to make you guys real big down here. We need a good pose for our thumbnail of you two. So you could do something together, you know, fusion ha or what have you. Basically, give us a pose as if your characters would be posing together for the beautiful thumbnail.
Ooh, shoulder to. Are you able to get like shoulder on my shoulder,
This way?
like back to back?
Oh,
Yeah.
Ugh, my chair's.
I have to-
Hold on, I have to turn my chair.
If you guys just do it, I can Photoshop you guys closer together whenever I
Oh,
do the
perfect.
Photoshop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Main thing of the game is make sure to look up at your camera, not at yourselves. Look up and hold it. Very good. All right, cool deal. Everybody else, look. You know you guys want to pose too. We could all pose together because basically thumbnail poses for us to not only make thumbnail things, but also to make memes and other kinds of fun shit later on because we're just in front of a green screen and everyone in chat can screen capture these and make memes and other kinds of fun stuff and send us weird stuff in our Discord, which by the way, make sure you join our Discord if you guys want to. Lots of fun tabletop stuff happening over there. All right. So everybody do a pose for tonight. All right. Very good. We'll be right back in a few minutes, everybody. So don't go anywhere. Hello, everybody. Welcome back from the break. Thanks for sticking with us. You're tuning into episode 2 of Improv Quest Season 2. Thank you so much for joining us. Tonight, my friends, of course, we do have the lovely The Dice Cult here with us. That's right. Join the cult, everybody. The cult. That's right. We're having some fun tonight.
Kool-Aid.
That's right. It's been a pretty good story so far tonight, but for those of you guys who might have joined in recently, our two guests tonight are a couple of gnomes, a couple of dancer gnomes, and they're on the quest to throw a really good party at a really awesome venue. So we visited the cartographer and they gave them a map to a hidden haunted home, and we've also met some other folks who have sponsored said party, and we're headed now to that place. We find ourselves past the cemetery, just down into the tunnel, the secret entrance to this haunted home. One of the final steps before we reach our destination. So we're gonna, right away, we're just gonna start back off our scene, and I would like each one of you guys to roll me initiative. Yeah, party time. That's right, Greg. Hell yeah, dude. Also, welcome in, Greg. And I seen Mac, you joined the Discord. Thanks for joining. Welcome in, friend. Good to have you. Ooh, we got a dirty 20 from Hazel Nutt. Yeah. And Dewdrop Below got a 17. Oh, but Bomblin got a 21. Why are you gonna make initiative all weird, Bomblin? I blame you. So Bomblin's gonna start us off, then we're going Hazel, then we're going Dewdrop, then we're going Violet. So we're making an X, everybody. We're making an X. But we need our improv game. To the Improv Dice Tower of Doom. 17. Animal Affliction. This one's fun.
So confusing.
Animal Affliction. Yeah. We did this one live, and it was insane. Animal Affliction. Each player is going to randomly adopt the movement or sound style of a specific animal during this scene. They must act it out while still speaking as their character. For example, the barbarian moves sideways like a crab. It's kind of like you guys are all transformed into animals, but no one really pays attention. It's just, this is a normal thing that's happening. So what we're going to need from chat, you guys, use the suggestion command and just throw out a bunch of different kinds of animals that these guys may turn into, and I will either assign them or I will allow them to pick whatever they want to pick. We're gonna go in initiative order, so Bomblin gets to pick first. All right, we're gonna let this roll through. And weasels, nice. Otter, kangaroo, ooh.
That's a fish that swims up your urethra.
You would know that, Proteus. You would.
That one.
The queen of fish. You want to be a urethra fish, Bomblin?
Look, man, it sounds like a lot less walk.
How are you going to act? You're a floating magical urethra fish. You know what I mean?
Look, man, it's like that episode on the magic carriage bus. Like, we know what happened.
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah.
The one where they swim up the urethra with the fish.
Yeah.
Frog's been trying to get that in for 2 years now. That ant species that only collects nuts. Shoebill stork. Okay, well, pick whatever you want, Bomblin, and then Hazel gets to pick next.
Yeah, these are all really weird. All right, I'm gonna pick otter. Yeah.
Okay, who said otter? Bard did? Very good. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. Currency. For suggestions, right? Yeah, so I can remember how to do this. All right, Katie, what do you think?
Oh, goodness. I don't know what the name of that ant is that collects nuts, but it feels so fitting with the last name of Nut.
You're gonna be an ant?
The nut collecting ant. Yeah, of course.
Okay, very good, very good. Dewdrop.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the whale.
Very good.
That seems right.
Is it share one? Is this what it is? No, it's not. Okay. Violet.
Because I think my mom, my real life mom would be ground me if she knew that was an option. I'd pick it. I'm gonna pick penguin.
Very good, very good.
And that was by Southpaw.
Okay, I'm just gonna write them down. I'll figure out how to do this later. But each one of you guys that suggested something is basically going to get a couch coin. Hold on. Reaching for pen. And you could spend these couch coins on episode 5 when we do our giveaway. You can spend as many as you want to get as many entries as you want. So I'm just gonna write these down and I'll give it to you whenever we're offline. Okay. Now remind me in chat again. What did you pick, Bomblin?
I pick otter.
Okay. Hazel, ant. Dewdrop is whale, and Violet is
Penguin.
okay. Very good. Double checking all these. That's 2. That's 3 for Bard. Very good, Bard. Billy is happy. And who did penguin? Southpaw.
Southpaw.
All right. Very good,
All
guys.
in the house.
Southpaw in the house. Okay. Bomblin, you get to start our scene as we drop down into the entrance of this here tunnel, and I'm gonna set the scene for it.
What?
Okay.
Get an item.
Backstage I score about just ridiculous scouts to wild thoughts. I felt a tingle from Bill said I should send you some help in a party plan. Hope this.
Okay.
Yay. Wait, you sent the
For party
fucking
planning.
whale to deliver mail?
Party
I have
planning.
so
Got
many
it.
logistic questions. I can't right now.
Okay, we ready? You 4 descend into the hidden tunnel beneath the cemetery, a narrow, slick corridor that winds to the earth like a forgotten vein. The walls, as you reach the bottom, they pulse faintly with a dim green glow made from the veins of ghost quartz that is embedded into the rock. You can hear in the distance muffled moans and the sound of distant music that echoes through the tunnel. Though none of you can completely agree on what the melody is. And occasionally, archways as you're walking of bone from like skeleton bones. They support the ceiling and they're each carved with old party flowers and gnome scribbles about the next rave that might be happening at this haunted house. Bomblin, react, add action. What happens in this tunnel?
All right. What you also didn't describe it going on in this tunnel is that because what cutting out this tunnel is a long river that flows through. So everybody's kind of like walking along the side of the river. Meanwhile, Bomblin's much like an otter on his back floating down, just keeping at the same pace as the party.
Beautiful.
And as we're floating down and we're getting closer and closer, we're hearing the thumping and beating. We come up upon a long corridor and we see a shadowy figure all the way at the back entrance. And then we're going to keep kind of moving forward. And it's really dark. And you can kind of start hearing a bit more bass as we come upon a vampire bouncer.
Oh. You is an otter, Bomblin. I feel like you jump out of this river and you talk to him first. And he looks right down at you and he goes, "Hey, you the one? All right, okay. And he shoves into your chest. This is your magical item from Bard, by the way. A clipboard.
Ow.
It's an oversized clipboard
what the fuck?
enchanted with shimmering paper. Sora!
Subscribe.
Hi, Sora. We love you, Sora. Thanks for joining
Hey,
us.
Sora.
Yeah, shout out to Sora. They performed with us at YC3. It was great. Cheers, Sora.
I gotta do
Or
that.
when you gonna be on the show?
These to happen soon, but the schedule for Improv Quest just fills up. So, okay, this oversized clipboard is enchanted with shimmering paper that refills itself with to-do lists, set lists, and it has kind of like a space for bear-friendly handwriting, and golden sparkles fall from it whenever a task is completed and checked off. And if you attune to this thing, Bomblin, you gain Schedule Enforcer, and once per long rest, you can cast command on up to 3 creatures creatures as a free action, but only if they're late, off task, or ruining the vibe. And also, as a second thing, you can use a thing called Plan B preparedness. You can pull a pre-prepped item, e.g. glow sticks, snacks, backup DJ crystals, etc., from the clipboard once per long rest. Or Plan B once per long rest. Yeah.
Okay. I would most certainly attune to this because I feel like this is very specific to the moment.
And the vampire's like, all right, you guys taking over this. Look, last show's done. This is on you now, so I'm going to fuck off.
Wait.
Good luck.
Hold on. Before you leave,
right.
Did you get all the humans off the walls? I know what you fucking vampires do. You take a bunch of humans, willing or unwilling.
We always pay our dues, okay? You're going to come at me and say that I didn't take the humans down. You know that we took them all down, all right? Each one of the humans have been taken down off the walls.
No, you left fucking Jerry last week.
Just because last week, one time something happens and you're going to hold it against us forever, okay? One time.
Who has the clipboard? God,
well, I had it, and now you have it. So that means you're in charge. So if fucking Jerry's still up on the wall in there, that's on you. Fine.
Get out of here. Go.
And he turns into a bat. It flies away. Bomblin is an otter. Yes, he is. All right, Bomblin, anything else you want to add or an action you might want to take before we pass?
Can I do a general adventuring roll on a cleaning montage after a vampire rave? You know how messy those are?
Yeah. So, a general adventuring move. It's something around here we call it a GAM. Whenever a player doesn't know how to move the story forward or what action to take, they can make a general adventuring move. And on a general adventuring move, hold on, let me get here. You just move the story forward. In a general adventuring move, if you get less than 10, there's a complication. If you get more than 10, it's a positive forward move and everything goes as planned. And if you get a roll of 20, something amazing, a roll of 1, something bad. So criticals matter on this. So just roll me a d20, Bomblin.
Okay, said that. That's a 15.
A 15. Very good. So I had some ideas, but since you want to do some cleaning stuff, do you want to explain to us how successfully you guys go in and clean things up and start prepping for your part?
I want to first talk about how utterly disgusting that the mess that we walked into was. Do you know what happens at vampire raves? Violet, tell them what happens at vampire raves. No.
Who did you say?
Violet.
Hazel. Hazel knows all about vampire raves. Hazel is a bodyguard. Hazel knows. What happens at vampire raves, Hazel?
Vampire raves? You know the glow sticks that they have? Those aren't actually, that's not magic. Those are filled with glowing blood. They break it open and pour it over the entire room. This place is coated. We have to clean it top to bottom. I'm going to climb up on the ceiling and get what's up there.
I say gross. Greg says hot. Me and Greg are different people.
It smells like
Greg's like that.
Good on you, Greg.
Seems so.
Okay, that ends your turn. But here's the thing. You guys step into this house, huh? Okay.
So is there no front door to this house? Like the only way in is a secret entrance? How is that ADA compliant? Like that, let me tell you.
I don't know, but I think I should describe the house as we step into this house. I'm going to describe it before Hazel gets to take their turn, all right? So you arrive at the haunted house, and you know this haunted house to be a towering, crooked manor, now eerily still after once what was clearly one hell of a vampire rave. There are crimson velvet drapes that hang half torn from the windows, soaked with spilled wine and vampire glow sticks, or something red-ish. There are mirror shards that litter the grand foyer, reflecting brief flashes of fang smiles and strobes from the night before. And as you guys step inside, you can still smell the air that's thick of burnt incense and blood mint cocktails and expired glamour magic. And there is a huge, big open entrance. It's just made out of wood, you step in old rotted wood. And there are long circular stairways that lead up to a bunch of different rooms. Private. What happens as we step in, Hazel?
Hazel will lead the way in through the door and start assigning everybody a space to clean. I'm going to take the ceiling myself. She just starts easily walking up the wall like an ant would, using one of the torn banners to kind of wipe up the blood along. And, oh no, you said his name was Jerry? Jerry's hanging from that chandelier in the corner.
Oh, again? Jesus! God damn it!
Yeah. Very good.
She'll head up that way and try to pull the chandelier down to the ground and free him.
Nice. And I think you get up there, you can see Jerry's like gagged and just like stuck, but his eyes are wide open, like, help me. So if you want to pull it free, why don't you make me a strength check on this chandelier? We'll call it a DC of 12. Jerry can do whatever you want. Yeah. Greg said, that's a 4. You as an ant, you try to pull it and you realize that without your group of ants, one single ant can't do a lot, and you're trying to pull, and Jerry's looking at you, eyes wide, really wanting to help, but he might also kind of be happy up there, satisfied, and the chandelier stayed.
Jerry's kind of voyeur.
Yeah, and he's like,
I'll try to tie him up tighter then. We'll start adding more of the fabric.
Nice. He's like, nice. He is the chandelier. All right, Dewdrop, you're next. What happened?
Dewdrop was probably assigned some sort of cleaning and is like, and just kind of begins meandering about and like making her way up the stairs, which there's a very
Make your
hefty
way.
weight to her.
Drink.
As yeah.
I was ready to drink, though.
Here on the Grouch Couch, one of our house rules is you're not allowed to say make your way. Whenever you guys are DMing or playing with another dungeon master, track in your head how many times they say make your way, and you'll see
don't
why.
do
we
that.
have
Don't.
rule.
No.
It's
Hey,
painful.
come on.
It's so painful.
hey.
You'll never look
No.
at DMs the same way ever again.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
come on. No.
Glass shatters.
She will ascend the stairs and
Nice.
has like a very hefty weight to her. Like it's kind of more like the slap of her body as she wails her way forward, making her way up this large staircase.
I love the
and-
way you describe that.
And I think it's probably because she's just trying to do like prepping for an entrance, like coming down the staircase, all, as hot as one can come down staircase. And I think just the weight of her jostles some sort of ye olde trap in ye olde mansion. And the stairs fall flat and a little door opens at the bottom of the steps and Babes is just sliding. Anybody on the stairs is sliding.
Oh shit. So the stairs have turned into a slide. There's a big trap door at the bottom. Okay, was anyone else on the stairs? If you're questioning whether you were or not, you can roll me a check to see.
I was not.
You were not. Violet.
Well, penguins don't have a large gate of walking, so I can't imagine
You
Violet going up
definitely-
any stairs.
But also a whale went up some stairs, so I think logic is kind of out the window, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, but like if a whale does the worm, it's gonna make it pretty far. A penguin, not on the other hand, ain't gonna go that far.
Okay. So
Have you tried doing
as your
more?
check, Dewdrop, as a whale, make an acrobatics check to jump over this pit trap at the bottom of the stairs that has opened up and beat it. 10 plus 3 plus 2, that's 19. How do you succeed on this? Feel free to describe.
So this whale is like honestly kind of slowly descending the stairs. It's a big whale of a woman just slowly squeegeeing down this flat staircase. And honestly, it just sort of
Squeegee.
seems like a moment to perform. She's like, now hold on, and moves on to her little whale knees and just sort of, very top heavy, sort of like just leans back and just like slowly slides down the stairs. And then when she gets to the bottom right before the trap, she will use her boots ability and turn into a puff of glitter and then just slap into the floor hard as a whale on the other side.
Badass. Yeah, badass. That's very cool.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Okay, slider's happening. Things are being cleaned. Final bit. Violet, what do you do?
So I'm kind of waddling around, and as the floor is like slowly getting sopped up of all the blood stains and other bodily stains and whatnot, I'm starting to put out chairs. I'm kind of just like pushing up against them, my whole body, moving them into place and kind of nudging them with my shoulder and putting them into a nice place, making like nice little conversation quarters of like tables and stuff, just moving them into place, making a nice little like what would be like a club like room, nice little circle tape with benches and cushy chairs, and making sure that the lighting's all good around stage, and
Nice. Nice.
doing technical stuff. I'm putting stuff out. I'm helping as tech crew on this, make sure the spotlights work and
Hell yeah. Badass. badass. Okay. Well, I want to see how well you set all this up, so let's make us another game, shall we? Roll me 1d20.
All right. 17.
17 is pretty good. So things go fairly well. I would also say that you set up the stage area as a penguin. I think a very large red penguin, actually. Like if we could get fan art of Violet as a penguin, that would be rad.
I'll see what I can do.
But what I will also say is there is a shared glaive that these two gnomes share that they use as the dancing pole. So you find a way to strap that into the stage as well.
Anchor the pole. I also, you know what, just for giggles also though, I string up a couple of like hula hoops up from the ceiling and, you know, little things that if they want to be do some extra bits. I found a extra large champagne glass that you get for like a novelty party. It's perfect for like a gnome bubble bath and a champagne glass. Listen, as a performer,
sounds really exciting.
As a former professional performer myself, I know the tricks of the trade and making sure a show happens. You know, everybody in the Feywild, we work together to make our circus happen. So I'm making sure that all the I's are crossed, the T's are dotted, and you know there are plenty of pasties that have been disinfected abound. You know, there's plenty of talc powder for when you know you got that glaive burn on your inner thighs, and
it's the glaive burn. Yeah.
Hate that.
The glaive burn. Been there, you know. All right, as things are getting set up at the end of scene here, you guys are no longer animals. Congratulations. But through the secret entrance comes a elf with big ol' pointy ears, and he's wearing kind of the resemblance of a medieval suit. It's very nice and very kind of good. And he's holding a clipboard, and he walks past all of you straight to Bomblin, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, how's it going?"
Good, pretty good. I see you got a clipboard. It's very important. I can help you.
Yeah, so, look, man, my name's Johnson. That's what everybody calls me. I heard that you're now managing Metal Omnicon. Good luck, first of all. Second of all, the band's going to need a green room. They're going to need one half of a cake. Cannot be a full cake. Has to be half of a cake to the exact weight. We're also going to need 15, not 14, not 24, like they come in a package. 15 microwavable corn dogs. Okay. Also going to need a plate of brains, and everything has to be written in Braille because one of the people, of course, is a blind. We're also going to need 3 bird cages. I know that's weird. He just continues on for a little while, and he's basically like, look.
Oh, you also need to have a vampire rave here as well at some point. Oh, okay. Blood.
About all that.
Vials of blood.
You're managing now. So good luck with Roger.
Couch coin.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Johnson also says, as a writer, as a extra writer to be added on to all of this, that the vampire actually has a Viking boyfriend that also does strip teases and would like to be the opening act.
He does indeed, actually. Yeah, that's so funny. He does.
See, yeah. I gotta ask you. Yeah, all right. I gotta ask my other clients. Dewdrop, are you okay with anybody else performing at your extravaganza?
Well, I suppose it's a pretty big house.
I mean, we can just like throw them up on stage now, kind of get the energies and the juices flowing. That way we get a lot of the juices out on the floor again.
She'll hone in on Hazel. What do you think? Do you think it's like is it weird, or is it like, you know, a power move, like have a sexy man dance around and then I jump out, you know?
I think you should let him come, but you get a cut of any tips people give him. Since this is your
he
show,
comes, I get the tip.
Flyer.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, I give a thumbs up across the way.
Okay. All right. Well, I am. Does that mean is he a separate entity? Mr. Johnson, is the boyfriend a separate entity different from Metal Omnicon? Because then it's going to be a whole different signing bonus. I really don't have time for that at the moment.
No, he's pretty much the same. As it comes recently, he's actually been doing Viking blood ritual dances on stage with the band, so I think it'll be fine.
Fucking disgusting.
But I don't know about disgust. Look, don't knock it till you try it, you know?
It's the blood part. art. Test got it.
He hands you a contract. You can see his nails are painted. Even though he's wearing a suit, his nails are painted black. And he hands you a contract that basically states that you're now taking over Metal Omnicon and he's done.
All right, Corbin, sign your contract. Blood packed it. Give Mr. Johnson a shake.
Sir, I copy just read the couch coin.
Thanks, Stever.
That's you too.
And then now we're gonna get the Viking up on stage, get the juices flowing up on the floor, blood sacrifice ritual is whatever, and then Dewdrop.
Okay.
Whatever you feel comfortable about hopping up on stage and really starting your show, just go ahead and give Metal Omnicon the nod, and they'll introduce you the proper way, and then we'll get your show on the road. And in the meantime, I got a lot of things to check off of my clipboard clip list.
Okay, thanks, Bomblin.
And if you need anything, and I mean anything, you go ahead and let me know. That's what a good promotional manager does.
Actually, you said there was a blood sacrifice, so there was this priest that she talked to earlier. Could we find him and give him up for that?
You know what? That's fantastic. How about you go ahead, send him back to Private Booth 1, and then we'll use that as the opening entrance for the entire show. That sounds great.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Let me
Smart.
rework my notes in my head here. Yeah, okay.
You know what? I got one more thing I can add, actually. One more thing before we take off, set everything off. We're going to need some stagehand help, and I got just the thing. And I'm going to pull a little whistle out and blow into it. And Star, my displacer beast, is actually going to pop out of like a little dimension, kind of like just out of nowhere, out of stealth.
Sweet.
I'll be like, hey, sweet girl, will you go get the children? Tell them we got a good opportunity for them. Can you go get the babies? And I tie a little note to her, and I'm gonna have all the circus children that I take care of come be stagehands for the evening for the show.
Okay.
All right. You know what?
All right.
They're all
Some morals about that. I'm here to throw.
no, they're not like kids. They're not like little. It's been a couple years. Like Trinket's like 15 now. Like they're in their teenage years. But they're hardworking kids.
Yeah, they've seen a tit. They'll be okay.
Yeah,
I believe in them.
They've seen a lot of tits. Let me tell you what. A couple of them walked in on me and my wife once. They've seen things.
That happens a lot more than you care to admit.
No, I know.
It's really bad. Anyways, we got a show to throw. I'm gonna go get Private Boost 1 ready, and then I gotta get the Metal Omnicon green room ready. Don't worry, Dewdrop, you and Hazel also have a green room as well if you need a little time to spruce it up, reconfigure yourself. We got the important water in there. Make sure we got that. We even got a little makeup kit stash up there ready for you to go. Is everybody good? I'm gonna go make sure the band's all tuned in on main stage, and then we get this show on the road.
So,
feeling
as
good.
you two, and of course, our two enterprising gnomes, you guys take your places in the haunted house's crumbling ballroom. The real party finally begins. Excuse me. With a thunderous bang of spiritual drums, the band appears. Just out of nowhere, all four of them. They're completely tattered in glam rock gear, summoned from their grave contracts, and they're all walking slowly to the green room as they practice and shred on their instrument. You can see the velvet seller from earlier, the dwarf, wrapped head to toe in this blood red fabric. He slinks in through a side door, he was a dwarf. Yeah, he slinks in through a side door and he whispers. He's like, "I heard it was here for a good show," and he goes over and just sits in a chair in the center of the room, and he's like, "I hope the mistress shows. Hello." He calls for her. The chandeliers flicker to life, pulsing magically to the beat of the music. The haunted ballroom pulses with energy as the whole venue comes to life, and so does the show. The band levitates into place, turning their ethereal instruments into haunting harmonics. And a bunch of stagehand kids, former carnival brats, now wearing skull face paint and ripped little tuxedos, dart between curtains and trap doors, managing the fog machines and the rope pulleys and the random fireworks. And in a swirl of velvet perfume, the velvet slider, he glides in dramatically. He tosses velvet to each one of the kids and has them put things over the floors. Suddenly, when the show begins, the floorboards tremble as the Viking, shirtless Viking with a mohawk and flaming wheel tattoos, rides through the wall on a spectral Harley landing perfectly on the stage. And without missing a beat, he begins dancing and doing a ritual circle. And he calls out to everyone. He says, I heard that someone was here to be a part of my blood ritual. Whom is it? He looks around.
All right, that's what I'm going to cue. Send the cue. All right, we're going to get the temple man from the temple, and we're going to push him out on stage. He looks very confused, and I'm just saying there like, no, this is the show you paid for. Don't worry, she'll be right up.
Jesus, what?
Poor fun, just sheer 4,050 bits. Can we give our flair writer something pocket?
Sure. You want me to come up with it? Or do you have an idea? Because, yes, first of all,
watermelon? Could it be a watermelon?
a magical watermelon? Sure. You want to be a part of the show? Dope. Yes, you. Okay, first, cheers to you, brother. Thank you so much for the almost 5,000 fucking bits, bro. Cheers. Thank you. It's the most we've gotten in a long time. Thank you so much.
Sam Paul, you're a delight.
Good Lord. Okay, we're gonna do that. Wow. Thanks, buddy. Always a fun time here. Thanks, man. Appreciate that a lot. In my back pocket. Is that enough flavor? I keep nachos. Nice, dude. Okay. Excuse me. You bring out the Viking, and you bring out the guy, and then say again, Bomblin?
Yeah, well, basically just convincing him that Dewdrop's going to perform her private show right up on stage. It's
I'm right
fine.
here.
Yeah, see, so she's on the other side of the stage. You just got to stand in the middle of the circle, okay? It's fine. It's just a part of the show.
I think he goes, well, I was promised a private show. Is this a part of that?
Yeah. You just got to stand inside the circle, and then you'll be able to go across the stage with Dewdrop to the private show.
Okay, sounds good. And he stands in the circle, and the Viking whips out his blades from his sides. He looks at the dazed priest inside of the ritual circle. He swings around a rope and hoists him overhead. And then in a burst of blood and applause, he feeds to the room's energy by slicing his skin, and blood goes bursting everywhere. And he's like, for Odin! And he dances in the blood as it comes all out of this guy.
Yeah!
I'm just standing.
It's amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's wild, but it is very much so Viking. The kids, as they run around, they're in over their heads. And the pyrotechnics go haywire with the blood, but they all figure it out and
Wait, can I
pull
use
things
my
together.
clipboard of magicness to calm the set kids and get them back on track? We're trying to perform a good show right now.
They all line up. There's like 10 of them. And they're like,
All right, look, we need that body disposed of fast as possible. Go find an unmarked grave, go toss it in there. You, back on your pyrotechnics. You, on the fog machine. You're great.
thank you.
Fantastic.
Trinky.
Now get back to work.
Trinket, go get that food order. Go get the catering.
Okay, yes, exactly what the gnome people wanted. I'm on it. I will also replace the hors d'oeuvres table. They're now covered in blood.
Good job. I'm proud of y'all. You're doing a good job.
Empire rave up in here. Jeez.
Okay, the party's going crazy, and we're going to roll for our final scene here as we talk about what happens next. So everybody roll me initiative one final time. This is our last scene. Let's do it. Let's do it up. Okay, got a 17 from Hazel Nutt, 16 from Bomblin, and 11 from Violet. Oh, and a 16 from Dewdrop. So you guys have combined initiative. So we do have a thing here, where we call it combined initiative, where you guys can actually do things together and get bonuses to your rolls, if that's something you're interested in. Or you can take them separately depending on whoever has the most dexterity will go.
Who did I tie with?
You tied with Bomblin.
So we could keep it easy. Dewdrop could go ahead and go first.
Okay, go.
Okay.
All right, we've
I
got...
feel like I've already had a lot to this scene, so go ahead, steal the show at this point.
So
This
we're
is
gonna
your
start with
part
Hazel,
now.
and then we're gonna go clockwise. So Hazel's first, and improv game, final one of the night. How do we end it? Let's get it. With a dice off screen, that's a 10. Roll twice.
Oh, roll twice. Oh, Frog Toys, you're getting your wish for 2 rolls.
16, which is slow-mo actions.
That's funny.
And 14, which is magical malfunction. Okay. First, we'll start with magical malfunction. At a 14. Each player is going to get a spell effect from the audience, from chat, for the next scene. You must roleplay as if you're underneath that magical effect. Suggestions from chat: you hiccup fireballs. You can only move backwards. You now permanently walk like a crab, etc. for this next scene. So chat, please feel free to use the suggestion command and throw out random random magical effects. And then also
Swear to
slow-mo
God, if
actions.
mine's lightning again. I'll be so sad.
During this scene, all actions must also be performed in dramatic slow motion. Even if the dialogue is at normal speed, you'll still say, I dodge left, etc. Okay. Because of how difficult these can be, each one of you guys will go by initiative order. You guys can pick from chat whomever or whatever effect you want to. All right. So we'll start with Hazel. We've got 3 of them. So grease covers the glaive. All right, Frog. Dazzling lights rain rubber dongs out of the sky that scream like cowfell. Seems a lot of things. Bubbles pour out of your orifice. Can only move in the choreography of the cha-cha slide. Nice, Sora. That's creative. A holy light bathes the whole show and kills all the vampires. Also not too bad.
I think that the glaive does need to be covered in grease, no matter what.
Okay. Dewdrop, what do you think?
I gotta take bubble orifices.
Nice.
I gotta.
Okay. All right. Very good. Bomblin? Lego! Oh shit! It's Lego! What's up? No one do anything ever. Lego was our first follower ever. Hi, Lego. What do you think,
Oh, my
Bomblin?
goodness.
Lego. I'm gonna go ahead and take Lego's suggestion and summoning rain of. I don't want frog. I can just summon rain and take half that again.
Hey, I think in
Or
this
do I- does it
situation,
have
it's
to
all or
be
nothing,
frogs?
baby. Yeah.
Has to be fucking frogs.
Yeah.
Dead. Well, y'all did this.
All right. Violet.
I want to move with the choreography of the cha-cha slide.
Okay. And just so each one of you guys
Fair,
know,
me and
those suggestions that have been taken gives you a giveaway entry to our giveaway that we will be doing every 5 episodes of the show. Today's episode 2, so 3 more episodes. Make sure to come show up for the giveaway that we'll be doing to spend your points, all right? I've got you down here. Okay.
Fun fact, back in the day, me and my sister used to find each other at school dances and beat each other up to the cha-cha slide.
Nice. So you probably know it really well. Should probably get it up here. Okay. Well, starting with Hazel, everything begins. Do you want me to start off a description or do you want to take it?
I think we're in a good spot. The body has just been brought down from the ceiling after it splattered everywhere.
Sora
Cheers.
should wanted slide to the crit crop.
Double time. Okay.
Cha-cha. real slow.
Thank you for 100 bits, Sora. Go ahead, Hazel. Continue.
Everybody clap your hands.
Slow as clap.
Gotta do it in slow-mo.
The in between, before Dewdrop jumps up, for sure, the cha-cha slide starts being played by the band.
Sorry, Katie. Cheers, Sora. Thank you for the 100 bits.
Yeah, the band starts playing the cha-cha slide and our brief intermission between the 2 performances. And in the crowd, Hazel can see that there's a bit of a rowdy group starting up. So she starts running across the stage slowly towards the glaive to try to grab onto it, but it's covered in this greasy substance. And instead, she uses it to kind of swing herself out and throw herself at the person across to the crowd.
Nice. Badass. Will you roll to hit for me? Are you a fighter? Yeah.
I am a fighter.
Yeah. What does this person look like, chat? Suggestion? Who's causing a ruckus in this party?
It's Sora! It's been Sora the whole time!
She casts yeet. It's Jackhole. Come on, Frog. I mean, that makes sense, but it's Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl.
Hey, there goes
Hazel.
Yeah, do I
Yeah,
just
go ahead and
roll a d20? Because I don't have a weapon on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Sure. Yeah, you could do strength to roll to hit. Since you're a fighter, you could use your strength. Yeah.
Wow. It's a 5.
Okay.
Can I spend my touch trying to get them a reroll?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Unless we want to let Chad get. There hasn't been one single reroll yet tonight. Chad, do you want to reroll for Hazel?
Look,
shout out to the Dice Cult. Do you guys have a reroll command? Come on. Someone help reroll for the Dice Cult for the first time ever. Right here on the Grouch Couch. Give a dice. Come on. Let's do it.
69 used to roll.
Thanks, Lego. Reroll it, Hazel.
There's a chaos die on it. That's like a jet.
Nice. I like that, Southpaw. Go on ahead and reroll a Hazel, and you get a chaos die on your roll as well.
Reroll is a 21.
You absolutely are going to hit this person, but also roll me a dice. Any size that you want, any kind, odds or evens.
D100.
A 6 on a D100. That's
Solid.
crazy. Okay. 0.6 chance of that happening. So you, is it just 6%? It's just, I don't know
I
what the
think
odds
that's
are. Doesn't matter.
0.06% chance.
Hey, don't ask.
Either way, it's even. So something amazing and good happens on your success of attacking this person. And because of what Frog said, we're going to make it Billy the Wizard. So So causing a ruckus in the crowd is an old wizard who's like, I don't know, I think I should cast fireball at this person. Just light it all on fire. Who's with me? He's like causing a ruckus. And you jump and use this pole to swing, and the grease pushes you faster, further. And I'll let you explain what happens after that with a big extra bit of success because of your chaos die.
Hazel will launch herself at this man feet first, squarely hitting him in the chest, grabbing his wizard book out of his hand, rolls away and starts ripping the pages out.
No! My spells! That's my porno! Don't rip it out of there! You look as you're ripping out the pages, it's just crude drawings of naked elves. No, please!
Start handing them out to the people. See, this is why we don't invite wizards!
Nice.
A deerling in the back, a deerling wizard in the back, old woman just goes, fine, I'll leave too.
We know what's in your book.
But I think all the people are more excited, more aroused, and you can tell more willing to give gold and money due to these drawings of these elven ladies that you're giving them.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, that ends your go. Now we're on to Jillian. Do you want me to set the stage as Dewdrop comes onto the stage, or do you think set the stage for it?
I think I set the stage. So everybody is all, first off, riled up because of the pornography being distributed. And there's also, I think, just the splatter of grease that came from the glaive in general as you flung yourself across the way. So everybody's sort of like lubed up, ready to go, here for a show, a little bloody from the first performance. And I think it's sort of just like the band picks up and sort of just like kind of a low and slow kind of thing as Dewdrop appears covered in all of the silks, like all of them, that she acquired from the stand earlier. And sort
all of them?
Leans, every single one of them.
Okay.
Leans at the top of the stairs against the railing and will slowly slide down the railing, taking off one robe after the other, leaving a little trail of robes behind her. And once she lands in the middle, she will show everybody her beautiful new pasties in a probably fast, but in this moment very slow striptease as she walks to the center of the stage. And there's a moment, I think during most shows, she sort of gets into like, into that performer brain, but she sees the ritual on the floor and all the blood around, and she's inspired for a moment to give back and thinks over to the old man who lost his wife and will begin dancing around in the circle and throwing it back just so that she can summon this man's wife so they can watch a strip show together.
Badass, dude. It's, it's turned into something wholesome. And I love that bit, okay?
Certainly
with advantage.
wholesome.
I want you to roll me performance, all right? You're going to summon a ghost from the afterlife. You gotta at least beat a 14 for me. With advantage, you're dancing in front of this dwarf, and he's like, oh, if my wife were here, she would love this. She was so into striptease.
I feel like one of my magic items also help with,
Oh, yeah. Let me see here.
I don't remember, but I was given a lot of items.
Yeah, two whole things. Not the pasties of protection, but the glimmer boots of velvet veil. You gain advantage on performance checks while dancing or entertaining.
So if I do really bad, could I just roll again?
Sure.
If I have my
We'll take
extra
that.
advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for the 5 bits, Frog. Well, that's 2 16s, which makes it a 19, which is a success. Frog said I don't have dollar bills, which I love that. But second of all, do you want to explain what happens as you succeed here?
She starts slowly dancing across the stage. I think it's in a bit of a burlesque territory now, slow and sensual, thinking about these two old people's love as she makes her way across and will like use
Make
her
your
feet
way,
to like
drink.
Shit, yeah, damn it, I hate it. Damn
I
it.
think Jillian's a dungeon master, just saying.
Okay, she begins to move across the stage, using her feet to move the blood sigils that were originally there into new positioning. as they slowly begin illuminating around her, and the walls begin to shake, and the floor splits open in the center, and it is just the wail of the dead as everything like screams and ghosts like pour out of the center, and this
bubbles.
man's and she
Lord.
spreads her legs so wide as bubbles pour from her vagina, and she opens her mouth to scream, and bubbles fly out of her mouth as she summons the ghost of this man's dead wife.
And he's like,
that's
oh,
making
good
me
show.
crazy.
Good show. And he sees
she feels like
his
she did a
wife's
good
spirit, and
job.
she goes, oh, my sweetheart, there you are. She's like, frog with the 200 bits.
200 for the Vog.
The Vog bubbles.
Vog bubbles.
The Vog bubbles. Cheers, Frog. He's like, there you are, my love. And she's like, oh, hey, there you are. At another gnome strip show. Okay. She sits down next to him, and they hold hands as she begins throwing spectral $1 bills, single copper pieces at you. She's like, oh, the bubbles are really good. And he's just staring at her. He's not looking at you anymore. She's looking at you. He's looking at her. And he's like, oh, my love, I've missed you.
A little
Pities
tear
for
comes to
Bubbles.
her eye.
Hell yeah.
Little tear comes to Bomblin the Bear too. God.
Here we are at a strip show again, me and you. It's where we met. I was the best dwarven stripper. She's got good style. The bubbles in all. Okay, before I get to give Violet her item that I feel like would be really cool, it's Bomblin's turn. Bomblin, what happens next?
So while the show is still like going on, uproars, people are just throwing gold pieces into like the troughs that we have set up to like collect money. I want to go
Oh, dude,
over the ticket
there's like
master.
spirits everywhere, dude. Like this is like half spirit, half human party at this point. I just gotta
Oh yeah,
say.
don't get me wrong. We
Yeah.
got like ethereal jars collecting ectoplasma fucking currency. Like we're not missing out on anything. We're getting every little drop from it. But I need to talk to Ticketmaster because that boy needs to give us our cut.
Okay, you approach him. He's standing in the back, just counting money, and he's like, "So rich, I'm so rich."
All right, all right.
Hello, hi, Bomblin.
Hello.
Hello.
Master of
Yeah,
tickets?
yeah, yeah.
Hello.
I'm sure you're here for your cut. Here, so what I've got for you, all right, I've got 3,000 gold as your cut, but first of all, I'm going to have to take your service fee for having had sold the tickets, and then I'm going to have to take the location fee for having had paid for the venue, and also the fee for having there be spirits here, the spirit fee, of course, and then also all of the taxes, the randomonia taxes, I'll take that from you, and then, of course, the service fee for having had to have done a service and then pays you for the service fee. This is a meta joke about Ticketmaster. If any of you guys pay for shows, you'll know how stupid this fucking shit is. He's like, and what you're left with is 4 gold pieces.
That's fucking unacceptable. And I knew this would happen. This is unbelievable. There's no blood
Well-
contract.
Those service fees are gonna get you, man. Those service fees.
I used all my cows. But I'm
Do you
just
want
saying,
to
there's a certain
As a
Scottish
reminder,
Nazi that could probably help you.
Katie, Jillian, you
No,
guys can use
no,
couch coins
alright,
to completely
no.
change the narrative and just make whatever you want to happen. Just so you know.
Couch coin.
I want to kill Ticketmaster.
Southpaw Funk just redeemed couch coin.
As Bomblin said, I want to kill the Ticketmaster. Well, we already know he's a pretty strong wizard who can
Okay.
use Thunderclap. But
Okay, no. I'm gonna use my couch coin, and Ananka, the air genasi from Metal Omnicon, will come up and remove her blindfold and look at Bomblin with like milky white eyes and be like, "Don't worry, I've dealt with these sorts before." And look, and then suddenly you'll see her eyes shift to like these black crow-like orbules, and she'll just look straight at the Ticketmaster, and a crow will like come out of her mouth and into the man and just eat him alive from the inside.
Oh, what the?
okay, could you roll to hit for me at least?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Beat a 12. Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Also
gonna
sick as
beat
hell,
the guy
yeah.
with the clipboard, and I'm the monster. Jesus!
I'm just saying, Ananka's a bad bitch.
Yeah,
I like
that's
to
an
think Greg
18.
is just like sick as hell.
Okay.
21.
I'm going to add on to your little ad here and say that as the crow enters his mouth, he starts to scream and he runs out the doors that were boarded. He like breaks through them, just screaming as black feathers are like flowing out of his mouth, and he's dropping gold all over the floor as he's running out of his pockets.
There you go, with interest. You're 3,000 and interest.
Dang. All right. Fantastic. Now we have to take most of this money back to the other clients. We never really discussed how money was going to work anywhere. So whatever divvied up into equal or not equal portions that makes everybody happy is what Bomblin's going to try and do.
All right, cool. So you're going to begin counting the money to get it separated and everything else like that. I think that's great. You probably presume the table he was already at, like a merch table. I think it's very good.
Yeah, and just kind of like put up a poster that says Bomblin office. Only talk to Bomblin during office hours, and it's like clearly not office hours times right now.
I'm going to do this because it's Violet's turn, and I want it to be like neat. So what is this? Sure. Maybe not. Maybe this.
I was like, what the hell is happening on
Nope,
Violet?
maybe not that.
Are you real smooth? This is not
Also, maybe not that. Wait, this. Yeah, I guess that'll work. So,
Ain't cha-cha and real smooth at all.
standing in the back, standing guard, doing all these things for all these kids. One of the kids walks up to you, but as he gets closer to you, you realize that he's not a normal kid. He's a spirit. He just came from the underworld as released by Dewdrop, who apparently can open rifts into the underworld, as example from what she has done twice so far today. And without saying a single word, he holds out to you this flowing violet and crimson shawl that is stitched from this like heatless flame. It's like fire that is stitched through it. And as he hands it to you, it clings to you like a second skin. And whenever you dance or take a dramatic step forward or anything like that, even whenever you walk, your shadow is going to flicker with horns and wings, even when you don't have them, like as a form of like intimidation. And while attuned to this thing, you get something called infernal flourish. So whenever you use performance, deception, persuasion, anything like that, charisma based, you can roll a d6 and add it to the check once per long rest. And when you do, this faint illusion of large infernal wings will appear behind you in like flame. And also, as an attack, you can use Tail Whip Flame. As a bonus action, your tiefling tail, which we haven't gotten much action of, will lash out like a flame to a target within 10 feet. And they're going to make a dex save or will take 2d8 fire damage and be pushed back 5 feet. That is the item that I thought was really cool. So big thanks to Southpaw Funk for giving that to you.
Yeah, I mean, can you send that to me so I can add it to my character sheet? Because that was a lot of things you just said, and that sounds mighty fine. And I'd like to take it from the child and be like, well, thank you, darling. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but you're mighty fine for doing so.
Couch chat so everyone can see it publicly.
Cool.
Maybe that's because Violet runs a very well-known, world-known orphanage.
Yeah.
Successful orphanage, by the way.
All right, good deal. So, Violet, you're the end of the round here. You're the very last turn before we end the show. I'm gonna hand it off to you to end us off solid. What happens next? How does the party end? What is the goings of ons?
Dewdrop, do I have your permission to flavor text some of the things you've been doing?
Of course, consider me your puppet.
All right. So as the show is coming to a close, Dewdrop slides into the champagne glass and fills it to the brim with bubbles and does like a bunch of little kicks and like flutters and stuff like that. You know, as we did with the door, she's got them pressed up against the glass. And
The graveyard guy's there. He's like, it's a push, not a pull.
And for her final thing is she reaches up to one of the hula hoops and just like floats up into the air as one of the children pulls it upwards, and she spins around and then slowly comes to the floor and does a little flourish and leave stage. And the crowd loses their goddamn minds, gosh darn minds. And as they do, they're throwing everything they own. They're throwing their clothes, they're throwing money, they're throwing literally everything that they have in their possession. they want Dewdrop to have everything that they own. It's almost as if there were spell casts that over the crowd that made them want to leave all their earthly possessions behind. And then one person pushes into another person a little too aggressively, and the crowd starts mobbing up. So I'm gonna run out to the stage and swipe Miss Dewdrop off the stage to safety into the green room where she'll be safe. And then I'm gonna cha real smooth into the crowd and just start. Yeah, that's right. And I'm gonna take it back now, y'all. And I'm gonna do one hop this time, and I'm gonna stomp on this guy over here, and I'm gonna do 2 hops over here, 2 hops this time over here, and then we're gonna cha real smooth. And by cha I mean chop, and I'm gonna start chopping people in the necks, just fighting whoever I can get my hands on. And we're gonna turn around, get the next people, you know what I'm saying? And slowly Hazel and myself have cleared out the room of everybody. We've cleared everybody out of the building. Everybody's leaving for the night, butt ass naked. They're going into the streets of Randomonia. Because
I feel like parties like this rage on, and it's hard to get them to end. And so I want you to make me a general adventuring move, just one final one to see how things, because it's either going to end in a riot or it's going to end smooth. So
well, it's already in a riot.
That was amazing. 100 bits from Sora. Thank you, Sora.
Oh,
yeah.
I only got an 8.
Okay, we're gonna do a final improv game called Popcorn Pass. We're gonna start with Hazel. We're all gonna describe how this party ends in a complete riot and everything gets burnt to the ground, etc. Do a couple of sentences, and everyone else has to go yes and add on to it as we continue on. So Hazel, start us off. How do things not end well here?
It all starts off with, we're really trying hard to knock out as many people as we can, me and Violet, and start dragging them out. But up in the corner, Jerry, who has been up there the whole time, has slowly started peeling this curtain off and has lit a torch and is starting to light the curtains on fire.
No shit. Next. What happens?
As the place is now ablaze and chaos is breaking out,
Jerry.
Dewdrop ponders her life choices and says, you know what, actually, fuck it. And is gonna go find that gross, slimy goblin dude and is gonna make out with him while the place burns down.
Nice.
What a choice.
A poor
As
life
Dewdrop
choice,
and Roger are making out as the fires are burning down, the wizard is running around going, oh, who knew fire could be so fiery? Actually, I think I have a soundboard for this. This is perfect. This is Billy the Wizard, y'all.
Who knew fire could be so fiery?
And things just start burning down.
Bomblin?
Yeah, I mean, started burning down, and we're trying to scoop up all the money. We're trying to get all the troughs hooked up to the carriages and have all the tip money. We're just worrying about the cash, man. The cash. We're trying to get the guests out, and that's what Roger says. Burn up this bear. And that's when she got fucking crazy. And then proceeded to make out with Dewdrop right there at stage. I believe him.
In the champagne glass.
Yes, and
And as the building starts to quake and shake, and Violet's trying to throw off as many people as possible, but she's getting bogged down because she's an easy target because she's huge. And Star, the displacer beast, is gonna see that her mama is getting attacked by people and go into a full-blown rage and just start mauling people. Like, no longer like how me and Hazel were just trying to like knock people out and get them out. No, this displacer beast is full on in defensive mode and is just gutting people, and people start screaming and going crazy, trying to throw like chairs and shit. And but at the same time, people are trying to like exit, but the exits are getting bogged down, and it's just rough.
nice. So our story concludes as the camera zooms out on a haunted house on top of a hill as it slowly burns to the ground and people scream and run away from the house. But a few days later, we return to our characters to see where they are now. And as a final statement, each one of you guys will get to say what your character is doing. And for our guests, you'll be able to say what your characters plan to do in the future. We can bring them back as canon characters in our stories and have some fun with them to keep your legacy of your character living forever. And of course, we're going to continue in clockwise order with Hazel. Where do we see your character in a couple of days?
Still in town. Hazel has very specifically found Bomblin to make sure that he has got together that we are going to go on tour. We're getting the band. We're setting up locations in cities across Randomonia. We're going to find every haunted house and make a whole thing out of this.
Oh, yeah.
Dewdrop, first off, just along for the ride. Always happy to honestly just be having fun with her sister and on the pursuit of stardom. But during all of this planning and practicing for new moves and figuring out how to make the bubbles happen organically, maybe less organically this time. So definitely just working on new things before we head out of town and go on to the next thing. And maybe also looking into an ointment for the weird cold sore that's formed on the side of her lip. But she's just excited for the next show.
It's not a cold sore. It's a blessing from the gods of the Raven. I was told that. I was told all the bumps on my penis are good.
Oh, okay then. Look over there. And she just starts walking.
That's right. All the babes love me so much they leave right away.
I hate it so much.
It's what he would say. So
I know. And what did I say nearly every episode?
You're gonna pan back over to the graveyard. Zoom back in on the haunted house. Zoom back into the little burnt piece of paper that says Bomblin's office. Office hours in between 10 p.m. and 10:32 a.m. And you're gonna see Bomblin there was a bunch of just paperwork around. And then you're gonna see him stand up and it's all right, time to start this world tour. We're gonna take Metal Omnicon and Dewdrop, which now really sucks because they just recently broke up, on a whole world-long tour that's already been established in a very short few days because this is what everybody wanted, and now we're trying to deliver. But ultimately, this is Bomblin's grand scheme. Bomblin's not certified to be any type of project manager, promotional manager, tour manager, or even a manager of his own life, for he is solely in it just for the money.
Nice, very good. Violet?
Violet's packed up her menagerie of children, and brought them back to their home. The Witchlight Carnival brought back her menagerie of kids, thanking each of them, getting them little gifts and souvenirs from Randomonia, giving, her wife a peck on the cheek and getting star vaccinated for, probably a lot of things, because, she ain't supposed to be attacking people like that, but yeah, going back to the circus for a little bit, going to hang with the family.
Nice. Classic. Good. All right. Good deal. Well, that's where we end our story for the night, everybody. Big shout out to our lovely guests for the night. Here, I'm going to do them in chat. Everybody, please make sure to go and follow the Dice Cult, all right? And check out Dragon Ink Dice, all right? These guys are making really cool dice. So make sure to check those out as well. We're going to take our last 5-minute break. We went over because of Twitch technical difficulties, and I'm sorry about that, y'all, but we're going to come back for a quick breakdown. It's got to be real short, but we're going to come back for that in a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. All right. Thank you. Oh, and hey, if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. Thank you. All right.
That's the important one. Cheers.
Thanks for supporting the show. The party members. Skill 820 subscriptions. There they go. Subscribers. Sora Morva. Cheers. Southpaw Funk. 4,950. Sora. Frog Toys. Mott's Sprinkles.
Children.
Yeah. Sugar Proteus. Also Little Bones.